This is part 2 of the Hi-Capa Disassembly. The first part, if you haven't seen it, was the slide, everything inside. I will leave a card up top so you can click on it if you haven't seen it yet. The second part will be the frame and the grip and everything down below. Okay, so before we get started, again, lay something out. Tech mat, towel, piece of cloth, whatever. There are small pieces in this part of the gun that you do not want to lose. Okay, so make sure you have something out, that way if you do drop something you catch it. Okay, grab a rag so you can clean off parts and any tools that you may or may not need. All right, you're gonna, for the tools that I'm gonna use, you're gonna need an Allen wrench for just your grip screws right here, one right there, one right there, tiny precision flathead for your mag eject, and a Phillips head screwdriver, and then usually I use a pick, an O-ring pick, so because this helps me with a certain part that I'll show you. Okay, so those are the tools that I'm going to use. Once you start doing it, you'll figure out what works best for you. Okay, so first off, you're going to take off the slide, pull the slide back, push the slide catch in on the right side, left side, pull it out just like that, ease it in, it comes right out. There we go. Now we set that aside. So what you want to do is you want to take off that screw right there inside of the frame. Okay, now that is your Phillips head screw, so you need that screwdriver. Once we take that out, we're going to take off these side screws here, one right there, one right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So once you get your screws out, okay, the frame is going to want to come off already. You can see it kind of picking up, so all you do is pull it off just like that. So you separated the frame and the grip. Okay, so the frame is the most complicated part, so we're going to set that aside. We're going to save it for last. We're going to go ahead and do the grip. If you have a magwell, you're going to have to take off your magwell in order to get to your leaf spring and take out the your trigger. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So once you get your magwell off, if you have one, if you don't, all you do is just pop that out. Then this part right here, which holds your hammer spring in place, or it's inside, sorry, the hammer spring is inside, it holds your leaf spring in place. You just pull it off just like that. Okay, then your leaf spring will pop out. Now be very careful with this. Okay, you do not want to mess with these tabs, okay, because they go in a certain way, and if you bend it, it won't work correctly. Then you have to get a new one, so be very careful with that piece. Now for the trigger, you have to take out your mag eject, so grab your flathead, you're going to put it on this side. You can see that little notch right there. You're going to push in, then turn counterclockwise, then your mag release should pop out. Okay, then your trigger will come right out just like that. Okay, so that's how you do the grip. Now for the most complicated part of the gun, which is the frame to me, because it has all this stuff. So first things first, you're gonna want to take off the safeties. Okay, now here's the thing, when you pop that up, well, mine is kind of loose, but your left side will want to come out. Mine came out, so all you do is push it up and it should come right up. Okay, now I don't know if you can see this or not, pointing to it right now, there's this black piece right here, so it's right there. Okay, that's what kind of holds the safety in place, or that's what clicks. That's what you hear clicking. Okay, so behind this black piece is a spring. If you're not careful, it will launch this piece and you will lose it. So when you take this off, be very careful. What I like to do is I like to kind of make a shield, kind of have the frame on your table or cloth mat, whatever, and just pull it out slowly, and most of the time it won't fly out if you do it that way. So now there's 3 pieces total. I'm gonna show you. Pop it out, spring, also your bead tail will come off as well. So you can see it here. You got the two little black pieces. One is longer than the other. And then you got the spring, okay? It should go in just like this. The smaller piece goes in first, okay, with that little tab facing that way. And then the spring, and then the longer piece, okay? So don't lose those, because that's what keeps your safety in place. So once you got the beaver tail off, it's just right here. Your thumb safeties is what keeps it in place. So once you get those off, it'll come right out. So now you can replace those if you want. Then to get into the hammer and all the pieces in here, you just unscrew this little screw right here. Then you should be able to just lift it up. Be very careful, because there is a spring underneath this piece right here. So I don't know if you can see it. It's black, but there's a spring right there. You don't want to lose that, okay? So now you're into your hammer, hammer rod, and all that good stuff. Now I'm not going to take any of these out because I don't want to mess with it, but that's how you do it. That's how you get to this part, and that's pretty much it. You can replace the hammer, any of the internals inside, the firing pin, which is what I'm moving right now. Okay. That you can replace that if you need to. So yeah, that's it. So now we're gonna put it back together. So this piece here, you can see it on my hand. There's a little hook piece. You're gonna go into this right here, this notch. So you're gonna go in first like that, and then place it down. Okay, now you're gonna want to clean up all these pieces. I kind of already did because I had to record this twice because I messed up on my other ones. So usually where all the residue is about right here, and where the thumb safety is. I guess all that green gas and whatnot, just wipe it off. You'll see it once you take it apart. Just clean it off. You don't want to leave any old stuff on it. So now we're gonna put on the safeties. So here's the tricky part. Here's my tip to you. You're gonna put in this small piece first, just like this. The front piece goes in first. There's a little tiny hole right here on the side. Drop that in. Get your spring. Go ahead and drop that in. Now I saved the very last piece for last because I want to get in this thumb safety right here. Okay, so you're gonna have to put it in an up position like it is right now, as if you have it the safety on. Okay, as you can tell, whenever you drop it down, it kind of hooks into the frame. There's a little notch it goes into, so that way it won't come out. See, I'm pulling it, it's not coming out, but when it's up, I can pull it right out. Okay, so have it in the up position, hold it in place. Oh, I'm sorry, before we do that, I forgot. Put in the beaver tail first, because this goes right through it. So beaver tail, then your thumb safety. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put in the long piece of those three small ones, and it should just sit just like that. Okay, now when you put this in, you're gonna have to pull that back in order for this thumb safety to sit correctly, to go down flush. What I usually do is I use my O-ring pick, and I kind of go from the top or side and just slide it down and then remove it as I push down on the thumb safety. You can also use a precision flathead if you have it. That works as well. Basically just something thin, small, that way you can push down and then move out quickly as you push down the thumb safety. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Now we're good to go. Safeties work. So this piece right here, we're kind of backtracking a little bit, sorry. The hammer spring is inside. there's this little tiny circle right here. Okay, that's a little tiny piece that pops out. So from the top, you can see it kinda. You just push it out from the inside. Like that. This is what it looks like. Okay. And then now your spring will pop out. Oops. Just like that. So now you put it back together. Put that little piece back inside. Then it goes in just like this. Go ahead and put that little piece in. Have your thumb up against it, so that way when you push down, it'll lock into place. Go. Now you're all set. So there's that. Now let's put back the grip together. So the frame is back together. Now we're gonna put the grip back together. So trigger, it'll go in just like this. Okay. All right, grab your mag release, put it in from this side. Your flathead, turn it clockwise and it should pop back out. Now your release should work again. Then we're going to want to put the frame back onto the grip, okay? Because there's a certain way you have to put this on, which I'm gonna show you right now with these two apart. That way it's easier for you to see. So if I can get this up, okay. So it's kind of hard for you to see, but there's two pieces, okay? You got the silver piece, which is right here, okay? Let's see if I can hold this up without my hand being in the way. Hopefully you get some light. Anyhow, there's this piece right here, the silver one, and then you got this black one right there, okay? Now this leaf spring is gonna sit on it just like this, okay? Just like that. I hope you can see that. You don't want anything underneath. You don't want this middle piece underneath or anything like that. You want both of them on top of the black piece, which is the center piece, and then the silver piece, which is on the right side, okay? So that's how you want this leaf spring, okay? Just want it resting right on top. So let's go ahead and put the grip, the frame should just go back on just like that. Go ahead and get your screws back in. Now for the leaf spring, remember those two on the left, middle and the right, sorry, middle and right, they're gonna just sit on top of the pieces inside here, okay? So should fit in. There's a notch right there. The leaf spring will fit right inside, okay? So I got everything laying on top. Then you're gonna drop your beaver tail. Make sure the hammer bar goes in the middle, just like that. Now you don't want to have your hammer cocked back. You want to have it just like that. That way your hammer spring will go in with ease, okay? Because if that is cocked back, that bar is gonna push down forward and it's gonna push on the spring. It's gonna make it harder for you to keep it in place. That way it's a lot easier for you to put on your mag well if you have one, if that's not cocked back. I don't want to have that the hammer bar in the middle and then push up, and sometimes it'll kind of just keep it in place just like that. Now this won't happen if you have that pulled back, okay? Let me show you what's gonna happen. Pull that back, the hammer bar will push it out. Okay, let's get your mag well back on. make sure everything works. Everything's working. Make sure your safeties work. Not working. Let me get a mag. Is this a mag? I don't know if this is the right mag or not. Oh yeah, it is. It works. This isn't even I don't even know what mag this is. But yeah, that works. Everything works. Now you put it back together. So everything works perfectly. So that's how you take apart your Hi-Capa. So again, this was part 2, the frame and the grip, and how to get everything in, how to get inside of everything else. Part 1 was the slide. Again, I'll leave a card above so you can watch it. But yeah, that is it for this video. Hope you liked it. I hope it helped you guys if you needed it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And that's it. Peace out.